Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great. Also, check out the Tobin and Leroy show, weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Although we are off the rest of the week, we'll be back on Monday with more silly sauce and shenanigans for everybody. But thanks for stopping by over here. We'll take a break from trade rumors and trade fight. I'll get some more of that stuff coming up later on today, so stay tuned to the channel. That's why you guys want to subscribe and like. Get the notification button so you know every time we put up a new video. But Miami Heat Summer League is getting underway. They started practice this week as the Heat will head off to the California Classic in Sacramento, I believe is usually where they handle that thing, and see if they can get this development going. Remember last year being a very frustrating year because of all the injuries that happened. Caron Butler was the head coach of the Miami Heat in Summer League, and they were it was just because it felt like Jaime, like first game, shoulder injury. Nico was dealing with some stuff. You, of course, had the whole summer of Dame that was handling over it. So this very much feels like a clearer, less distraction-filled Summer League with a handful of players I think everybody's really, really excited to see. First of all, you have 2 draft picks that everybody can get really excited about. You have a couple of returns I think everybody's excited about, and I think you have 2 undrafted free agents, two-way guys who everybody's really excited about. So there's really like 6 guys I think people are going to have their focus on. But it gets going Saturday, 6:30 on ESPN. Miami will take on Golden State's Summer League team. Then the next afternoon, they will take on Sacramento. That'll be on NBA TV for those looking for it. And then they will finish things up on Wednesday, and that'll be against the Lakers at 7 o'clock, and that one is on ESPN2. But they will get going this weekend. New Summer League coach Dan Bisaccio is going to be taking over as the head coach of the Miami Heat Summer League team, and just, I guess, finished his first year as a member of the Heat coaching staff in player development. Before that, did some video coordinator stuff, did a lot of on-court stuff as well. But I'm pretty sure Dan did a lot of his pregame work this year with Nikola Jović. I believe that was his hands-on guy pregame, running the drills for Nico the last couple of seasons. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I've shown you guys the videos before of like Caron coming in. Caron would come in at the end, but I think Dan, he kind of ran the whole workout. And before that, came up like Eric Spoelstra from the video room, had been with the team now, I think about 10 years. And, not too much info on him, although there's a cool story in the Sun Sentinel from years back from Ira that talked about back in 2017 that he actually got sick at one point for the team. So that's not a cool story, but he had been in the hospital for about a week, and they had worn shirts for him at practice that said 10-day. They called him 10-day Dan because I guess he was going so hard being on scout team for the Miami Heat that the guys joke, what are you trying to earn a 10-day? So guys obviously made an impression with the players, with the coaching staff for a while, and so excited to see what he can do. This is a guy, mid-30s, early, getting a chance to make his impression with this coaching staff, get his hands on some of the younger players and see what they can do. But he'll get going. The Heat in the midst of practice. I think they'll get some comments about it probably today, and then. You're looking at this Summer League team in particular. We have, like I said, 2 draft picks that right away you'll like jump off the page and be like, oh, I cannot wait to see this guy in action. Kel'el Ware, see what this guy looks like in a Heat uniform, go out there, make impressions on guys, kind of see that versatile bag of tricks that the guy brings to the table. So that's really exciting. Then Pelle Larsson as well, bringing like really everything that he can go, because I do feel like almost got cheated out of that last year. Now, Jaime and Nico, they ended up having their big impressions anyway. And really the star of Summer League last year was Orlando Robinson. Orlando Robinson had an incredible Summer League, and you never know with these. Like, it is one of these things in Summer League where sometimes you could really take stuff from it. And I think that it's never, like, if a guy pops off for the Heat, it's never nothing, but you never really know what that's going to maybe equate for his Heat success. There was a year where, of course, I think the biggest, probably the biggest grabber of attention from like 2 summer league games was Omer Yurtsevin, where he had like, I don't even remember the numbers, but they were like incredible. They were like Wilt numbers for the summer league. And everybody was like rushing because I don't even think he was on a contract at that point, and the Heat had to sign him. Might even been to a standard contract because he was just so dominant and never really came to fruition. I mean, he did deal with injuries his first year with Miami and never really got back on the tread to get all the way where we thought that possibly was going to be. I remember the first year after LeBron left, James Ennis had a incredible, some greatest summer league player that I think I maybe have ever seen. And he comes out opening night and has one of the dunks of the season on the late great Rasul Butler. Huge slam from James Ennis, who ended up having a nice NBA career, but certainly was not the not what he was doing in summer league. Tyler Johnson, of course, I think jumped off the page to everybody from his dunking, and then Max Strus had a monster summer league where he really inserted himself into the starting lineup that year beforehand, that summer beforehand. He had hit a buzzer beater for the Heat. He had really been the leader of that team, and he had really taken that opportunity. So summer league's fun. I think that, one of the things people will say about that Heat fans were always obsessed about the trades and we're always obsessed about the next free agency moves. But I think that Heat fans really, really enjoy summer league because this pipeline is important. It's one of these things where you're like, when you have a franchise that continually gets gems that are undrafted or overlooked, you will look into this and be like, all right, who's the next guy? Who's the next guy? One guy that they didn't go with Drew Peterson, I believe it was. He ended up on Boston this year, and didn't really make an impact with the with Boston, but he was on their roster, and I think everybody could see, oh man, this guy can shoot. And they ended up going, and their prospect they went with was Cole Swider. Big time for Cole Swider because he's kind of got to show, is he going to take that Max Strus jump with this squad, being one of essentially the vets on the team that's going to give everybody a look and see what he's become. Same thing with Alondes Williams. Alondes Williams comes in there, made the roster in the middle of the year to come up with the big league because he was putting up some sick ass numbers with the Sioux Falls Skyforce. So he's going to be another guy where a lot of eyes are going to be on Man, see what he can go out there and perform for this club. For the two-way guys, one of them is Drew Smith. He's injured, so you're not going to see him, although I think we've all seen what Drew Smith can do in Summer League, so I don't know if he necessarily needs it. Keshad Johnson, Arizona, who was Pelle Larsson's teammate, he is on the squad. Everybody very excited to see what the 6'6" swingman can do for this team. Looks athletic as hell. Everybody's been excited seeing the mashups, the mix-ups of what he brings to the table. So everybody's very excited about that. And then you also have Zyon Pullin, who is a skilled scoring guard from Florida. And a lot of people have been excited. They brought him in for pre-draft workouts. They ended up getting him undrafted. Adam Simon, very excited about what he can bring to the table. So, yeah, those 6 guys are probably the headliners of this next run, certainly for this weekend. And then next week, they will head on over to Las Vegas, and they get going for that on Saturday the 13th against Boston. Then on Monday the 15th, they take on OKC at 6 o'clock. Wednesday, the 17th, they got Dallas that afternoon. And the Boston game's on NBA TV, OKC on ESPNU, the Dallas game's on ESPN2, and then they close out Friday the 19th, Toronto, 9 p.m., and that is on ESPN+. So, yeah, very excited to see this get going and to see what the Miami Heat can bring to the table with this, because Summer League's fun. I always enjoy catching a few Summer League games and seeing what these guys can do, and I think this is going to be an especially exciting one for Heat fans because of a pair of draft picks. I think a pair of draft picks, everybody's really excited to see what they can do, see what roles they're in, see who can shine a little bit. Will somebody be a little bit behind? Will that be something we can read into? Also, as Summer League, they tend to let these guys, first of all, remember, Summer League, I think you get as many fouls as you want, and if it's not, maybe they bumped it to like 7 or 8 or something like that. Like, you can basically foul as much as you want. So I think defensively, you're going to be excited to see like where Kel'el Ware is, We know that he's a big shot blocker. Does he bite on some stuff? How are he going to use that? And then offensively, we've been seeing some of the skills in his workout videos. Will they let him diversify a little bit? Are they going to keep him in the paint? What are they going to do with him there? Is he going to get to shoot the three a little bit? And then I think the same thing goes, for Larsson, and seeing which one of these guys will really pop off and give a big impression. So very, very excited. Get this thing going. One other piece of news I should mention. There is a report, speaking of young Heat players, there's a report from Mozart Sport. I saw this on Heat Reddit originally, but I clicked on it. There is a report that Nikola Jović, that his ankle is cleared and that he should be good to go for the Olympics. So that is some really good news. As an aside for Heat fans, it looks like, according to this report, that Jovic's ankle is doing well, and that we can get him off that scary ass scooter, and the Heat big man can get out there and do some work for his country. And if you guys didn't hear, Bam Adebayo, this was him on the show, and he's excited to see what Nico can do around here, where he thinks that you're going to see this talent shine for the Miami Heat. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. It appears, according to some reports from Europe, that Nikola Jović ankle cleared to go after some scans, and that he should be okay for the Olympics.